Hello everyone, I'm so excited to invite you into my amazing video. This video will discuss about article review. So keep watching until the end. Open your eyes, open your ears, but don't open your mouth. Here is the article list. And the first article, you can see the illustration of the influence of the mother tongue on English pronunciation, a case study on Indonesian EFL learners. This study examines mispronunciations among 14 Indonesian EFL learners in a procedural writing class at an Indonesian private university, attributing errors to Indonesian pronunciation habits and limited exposure to native English speakers. Okay? And here is the benefit, strength, weakness, and connection into the next article. So the benefit from this article, the paper aims to assist EFL teachers in improving pronunciation, instruction, and to help students achieve native-like pronunciation proficiency. The second, the strength, the research employed a qualitative case study utilizing video recordings and interviews to gather in-depth data on mispronunciations and in their underlying causes. And third, weakness, the generalizability of the findings is limited due to the small sample size, just 14 students, and a specific academic context, one semester at a single private university in central Java. And the connection with the next article is the effects of foreign language anxiety on English word reading among Chinese students. This is applied in Chinese at risk of English learning difficulties by showing how Allea influence and exposure impact English acquisition, leading into the emotional impact of anxiety. And the second article, the effect of foreign language anxiety on English word reading among Chinese students at risk of English learning difficulties. So you can see the illustration according to the topic above. And this longitudinal study investigates how foreign language anxiety or FLA impacts English word reading in 177 Chinese ESL students at risk of learning difficulties, also exploring the mediating role of cognitive linguistic skills. So the benefit is the findings underscore the significant impact of FLA on L2 word reading, suggesting that maternal involvement is crucial in children's ESL. Okay, and learning provides imprecise support for the active use of reading regarding FLA and cognitive linguistic skills. So the strength. This study is longitudinal design with assessments at 2 time points and the use of PET and mediation analysis allows for comprehensive understanding of the relationship between FLA, cognitive linguistic skills, and also English word reading. So the weakness. Limitations include the need for further validation of FLA skills, investigation into the impact of LI achievement on L2 anxiety, and consideration of individual differences in language aptitude, along with the potential difficulty for elementary grade students to interpret Likert skills. And the connection with the next article is examining speaking anxiety of Indonesian learners of English, a case of university students by exploring foreign language anxiety as a barrier to English proficiency in Asian EFL context. So the third articles, examining speaking anxiety of Indonesian learners of English, a case of university students. Okay, we are as university students, right? So this study investigates the level of speaking anxiety among Indonesian EFL university students, identifies the main factors contributing to this anxiety, and examines how gender and years of English learning influence anxiety levels. So the benefit after reading this article is the research suggests that English teachers should foster a more secure classroom environment. Okay, and the strength, the study employed a quantitative approach using a case study design and a well-established questionnaire like FLSA by Harris to collect and analyze data, offering statistical insights into anxiety levels and influencing factors. The third, weakness, the findings may have limited general visibility due to the specific focus on intermediate learners at one university. And the connection with the next is links to implementation of community of inquiry in teaching English as a foreign language in secondary schools. Literature review by highlighting how a supportive learning environment like CAL can mitigate speaking anxiety. The fourth article is the implementation of Committee of Inquiry in Teaching English as a Foreign Language in Secondary Schools. Literature review. So this literature review examines the theoretical and practical applications of the Community of Inquiry or COM framework for teaching English as a foreign language, or we can say it EFL, in distance learning, especially in secondary school settings, and emphasizing its three core elements, and such as social, cognitive, and also teaching presence. So what is the benefit? The benefit is study suggests that the CAL framework can enhance language proficiency and effectively foster engagement in a learning community. So the strength is the research systematically reviewed 20 and 7 EFL related articles published between 2011 and 2021. Weakness is the review identified a limited number of studies on CAL adoption specifically in secondary schools. The links to next article is influence of foreign language anxiety on university students' cognitive processing in English language classrooms by suggesting that a well-designed CAL environment could alleviate anxiety's cognitive burdens. The next article is influence of foreign language anxiety on university students' cognitive processing in English language classrooms. So this study investigates the impact of foreign language anxiety of FLA on the cognitive processing of university students learning English in a Russian academic setting, utilizing Tobias' three-stage model of learning. And this is they are input, processing, and also output to categorize anxiety's effects. The benefit is the findings provide insights into how FLA negatively affects cognitive processing and highlight the crucial role of teachers in reducing students' English language anxiety and recommending increased speaking activities as a solution. The strength from this article is the research uses a quantitative approach with a substantial sample size, 306 respondents, and an adapted foreign language classrooms anxiety scale of FLCAS to collect data over statistical evidence of anxiety's influence. Thickness is the study's limitation include the purposeful disregard of gender variations and the lack of consideration for years of English study or age differences. And the connection with the next article is online community projects, learner-centered digital mediation tool for secondary schools English as a foreign language curricula by suggesting that learner-centered digital tools can create more engaging and less anxiety-inducing learning environments. So the next is online community projects, learner-centered digital mediation tools for secondary school English as a foreign language curricula. So this qualitative study using analytic autoethnography explores the effectiveness of online community projects or OCPS as learner-centered digital mediation tools in secondary school AFL curricula in southern Italy, examining their advantage and disadvantages. The benefit is the research contributes to the literature's on teaching English with technology, learner autonomy, and OCPS, offering insights for policy makers and teachers interested in learner-centered approaches by showing how OCPS increase student motivation, confidence, and also English skills. And the strength of this is insider understanding of the practical implementation and nuances of OCPS in a real classroom setting, revealing subjective experiences that other methods might miss. And the weakness is the subjective nature of autoethnography limits the generalizability of the findings to other contexts, and there is a recognized lack of support for assessing learner-centered activities in secondary schools, which can gather teachers. The connection is links to EFL instructors' view on the use of phonetic symbols for teaching pronunciation by exploring pedagogical approaches to improve specific aspects of English language learning, including target tools like phonetic symbols. And the second is EFL instructors' view on the use of phonetic symbols for teaching pronunciation. This study investigates the perspectives of Turkish EFL instructors instructors on their use of phonetic symbols for teaching pronunciation at tertiary level institutions, identified their perceived importance, benefit, challenge, and also recommendations for improvement. The benefit is for enhancing the effectiveness of phonetic symbols used in pronunciation instruction, emphasizing the need for teacher training and student self-monitoring and also technology integration. So the strength, the qualitative approach utilizing semi-structured interviews allowed for in-depth exploration of instructors' views, beliefs, and also practical concerns regarding phonetic symbols. So the weakness, the small sample size, female instructor from a single university in Turkey, and also limit the generalizability of findings to a broader population or to of EFL teachers or different educational contexts. And the connection is a drama-based approach in English language teaching as both explore pedagogical approaches to improve speaking skills and overcome communication fears. So the next article is drama-based approach in English language teaching. This qualitative case study investigates the benefits of using drama techniques, specifically script plays and improvisation in English language teaching for first-year master students in Algeria, highlighting their positive impact on student development and communication skills. The benefit is drama techniques are shown to create a learner-centered classroom, helping students overcome communication fears, promoting collaboration, and also enhancing overall communication skills. So the strength study uses a qualitative case study approach with direct application of drama techniques in a classroom settings, providing practical examples and observations of student engagement and development. The weakness is the small sample size for just 20 master students. And the connection with the next article is methodology to the teaching of English as a foreign language, a systematic review by providing a specific pedagogical method within the broader context of EFL teaching methodologies. And the ninth is methodology to the teaching of English as a foreign language, a systematic review. So this systematic review examines research studies on methodologies for teaching English as a foreign language EFL in schools and tertiary education in Chile between 2011 and also 2021, in interviewing major research areas such as ICT, practice-based approach, and learning strategies. And the benefit is offers a critical and current overview for teachers and researchers in ELT methodology aiming to improve English language skills. The strength is the research employs a systematic review methodology or PRISMA guidelines to make it comprehensive, analyze 40 published studies from reputable database. And the weakness is this review is limited to published studies from a specific database, such as a website above in here, and potentially excluding valuable insights from unpublished works like dissertations and theses. And the connection is to the next is methodology to the teaching of English as a foreign language is a systematic review. So the last is use of assistive and adaptive technology in learning English as a foreign language, a systematic review. This systematic review investigates the best practice, pedagogical implications, and limitation of using assistive and adaptive technologies or ET for disabled students learning English as a foreign language, focusing on studies from 2013 and 2023. So the benefit is recommends improved equipment for learners with AT and emphasize the necessity of specialized training for educators and developers. And also the strength is the research systematically reviews empirical studies on the topic, ensuring a comprehensive analysis of trends, practice, and etc. And the weakness from this is limited to studies found in Scopus and Web of Science databases. potentially missing relevant research from other sources. And the connection to the first with the first article is the influence of the mother tongue on English pronunciation, a case study on Indonesian AFL learners by exploring challenge in English language acquisition and the potential for target interventions, whether through understanding LI interference or leveraging technology. So thank you guys for watching. Bye bye.